We're here in the city of brotherly love on a Tuesday afternoon for a Philadelphia showdown. St. Joseph's making the quick 5-mile drive from City Line Avenue to downtown Philadelphia to take on the Drexel Dragons right here on Lax Sports Network. And with that, we welcome you, Travis Eldridge, alongside the Beast, Greg Gorenley, and happy to be part of your Tuesday afternoon. Greg, we both grew up outside Philadelphia. We know these rivalries are always fun, and not only for bragging rights here this year, but also in the recruiting battles as well.
These two teams, they're not only are they love to go at each other on the field, but you're right, off season, they're battling for the same types of recruits. So a win is always good for off-season bragging rights.
Yeah, put one in a feather in the cap with a victory in this battle here in Philadelphia. Let's take a look at some of our players to watch. And Greg, for St. Joseph's, it's a guy after your own heart. Zach Cole leads the nation in face-off win percentage so far this year.
Zach Cole is a consummate professional. He leads by example. He's not a loud guy. He just gets it done on the field, and everybody wants to follow the man who starts the game with the wins. He is going to be a terror the entire way, and St. Joe's is going to go as far as he goes.
Well, on the other side, in goal, we thought we were going to be talking about Ross Blumenthal, the starting goalie for the last couple of seasons for the Dragons. He had a career-best 20 saves over the weekend in the win over LIU. However, he is out today due to an injury. He's in a boot on the sideline, so instead, it's the redshirt freshman, Drew McGill, getting the start here, Greg. He's out of Alabama, went to the Hill Academy. Coach Volker has had high praises for him in practice, so now we see what he's gotten in his start.
Yeah, McGill's got a ton of potential. In fact, I believe we talked about it before that we got on air. He split time this season in one of our games. So, McGill going to come in, going to do his best. I think that this team has nothing but a lot of confidence in him. So we'll see how he does here in the action.
Yeah, McGill appearing in 2 games so far this season. He's played a couple of halves. He's given up 11 goals overall, a save percentage right around 47%, 10 saves so far this season. So we'll keep an eye on his play, and he may be under heavy fire here today because of the face-off advantage we expect the Hawks to have in this one. As you see the sideline there for St. Joe's, Taylor Ray in his 11th season with this Hawks program. Greg, for St. Joe's, obviously this game is important, but they all look to the end of the season. They have never been to the NCAA tournament despite winning the regular season crown a year ago in the NEC.
This team is a veteran-laden team, and they're very aware of the pressure that's on them. Look at this perfect example of this matchup. Drexel's won 25 of 28 meetings between these two teams, and now you have an opportunity. This St. Joe's program, this could be the turning point. This is where you start to steal those recruits from other schools. This is where you start to make your run. So this could be huge.
At the face-off X, Cole, of course, for St. Joe's. Liam Rosado, the junior out of Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania, is the starting face-off man for Drexel. And as expected, Cole wins the opening draw.
And this is going to be an opportunity. Drexel uses multiple guys out there. The question is going to be is how malleable are they to their game plan, right? You're going against Zach Cole, leads the league in faceoff percentage, or leads the country in faceoff percentage. Are you going to try to outclamp him? Because you're going to get crushed. Or are you going to come up with some counters and show him a game plan he hasn't seen?
Here's the starting midfielder, Austin Trezula, joined by Teo Domick and Tucker Brown in that first midfield unit for the Hawks. Matt Bomer, Levi Anderson, and Carter Page, the starting attackmen. At X, there's an early save for McGill as he stones Bomer.
Huge confidence boost for the young buck. It's hard enough to come in and make a save to start off, but making it a close one inside, that's great stuff.
So we get our first look at this Dragons offense and see if they try to go quickly. They do. Shot wide from Jack Mulcahy.
I really think that's going to be Drexel's best bet today, using transition whenever they can, using numbers and pushing the ball. 6v6, both these teams are built for. It's going to be tough matchups. So they're going to have to try to steal some goals in the transition game if they can.
Dragons starting midfield is without Casey Waller today. He's also out with an injury, so they've had to shuffle some things around there. As Mulcahy and Ryan Genord play catch with it out top. Those are 2 of the other starting midfielders. Here's Zach Augustine. Excuse me, no, that's Aiden Cole, number 50. Starting attackman, he rolls near side. on the run. Shot sent wide by Ronnie Gunter. That one was lost by Charles Dumas and picked up here by St. Joe's. Here come the Hawks in transition. On the run, a score. The Hawks striking first, and it's 1-0 St. Joseph's.
Well executed, and it all starts with a great approach by the defender, coming out, breaking down, getting that ball upfield quick. Great decisive decision to rip it. Test that young goalie out.
It's the short stick D-midi Zach Manti out of Calgary, Alberta, with his first goal of the season. Had 8 goals back in 2019. Actually scored against Drexel the last time these two teams played back in 2020. As Cole has to battle a bit more for this ground ball, but he wins it.
And that's the cool thing about Cole is you can't really great takeaway.
And Patrick Udovich, the close defenseman, comes up with a caused turnover. That's his first of the year.
We'll get back to Cole in a minute, but we've talked about this before, Travis, when we've done Drexel games. You see the Tucker Durkin defensive coordinator, you see that Tucker Durkin mentality in the long poles, not only in how they play, but how they recruit.
Here's Max Semple, the redshirt freshman from Coquitlam, British Columbia, number 88 in that white Drexel jersey. Transfer from Jacksonville, did not play there last year, so first season of college lacrosse for Semple. Here's Augustine. Has it top of the box. Augustine trying to get that hand-free opportunity on a step-down shot sent high.
I love this matchup of wits. Stephen Boyle's offense is designed for ball movement. You're going to see the ball stay hot all the time when they're at their best. And, of course, head coach Taylor Ray, he's going to have this defense totally dialed in.
Down to 14 on the shot clock here for Mulcahy. Draws some help. Genord. And he scores. Ryan Genord answers the bell, and it's 1 apiece.
This is a name that people are used to seeing in the stat sheet. Great. Slide comes, pull it away, throw it back over top, and an immediate redodge to a shorty who's trying to recover. That's really good IQ.
Ryan Genord with his 6th goal of the season, now up to 12 points. The senior out of Michigan was a first-team All-CAA performer a year ago when the Dragons won the CAA championship for the 2nd time in program history. Greg, we were talking about St. Joe's and what they're looking to do at the end of the year. This is a Drexel team that came back with a lot of talent. Brian Volker saying that he's not really sure what has gone on here, but a slow start for the Dragons, who lost their first 2 games, coming into this one winners of 2 in a row.
Yeah, it's interesting. You and I were saying the same thing about Drexel last year that we're saying about St. Joe's right now. They were getting the job done on all parts of the field. The defense was phenomenal. They had great chemistry on offense. 2 assistant coaches, Stephen Boyle and Tucker Durkin, that were really sought after in the offseason for other jobs. So, like, it's just interesting. You just need it to click so they can get some of that magic back.
They win a face-off here at a violation on Cole, so they get another possession tied at 1. This is Tristan Plotz, freshman out of New Jersey, joined by Luke Stansfield coming off the bench.
St. Joe's is in a zone right now.
This is Sean Donnelly. Had a terrific redshirt freshman year for Drexel last year. Not been able to solve the zone yet. Looking for the skip pass. It's knocked down in front. Still loose. Tried to deflect it in, did Semple. And that'll be backed up by the Hawks.
That zone defense was really well done. It kept its shape. They called out the plays and where the ball was going beforehand. Even the sideline was yelling out the plays.
So we get another possession for the Hawks. Really only their second settled set. They scored in transition for that first goal. See, look at the second midfield unit. Mac McLaughlin, number 3 in black, William King, and Colin Reich making up that unit. Here's McLaughlin, spins and scores. Just a little rollback, and he bounces one past McGill.
This is where you're bummed out as a defense. Shorty does a great job. Push him one way, come down and contest, but that quick little rollback. So fast before the underneath eye can come.
Another thing to keep an eye on there with those short stick matchups is Brent McVicker, one of the standout short stick D-middies for Drexel. Another guy out with an injury as they win a faceoff. On the run, shot high by Rosado.
It's a great win. If Zach Cole has any weakness in his game, it's when he does get in a lockup, he tends to drop his butt and rotate. And with standing neutral grip, if you pull it out as he does that, you're going to be able to get some breaks here and there.
At an opportunity there, Dragons had the backup, so they keep a possession. Wins all around on that one. Here's Gunter. Bounce shot is stopped by Tucker Almany. First save for him. Grad student goalie was behind Mike Adler for the beginning part of his career, was just kind of waited his turn. Adler decided to transfer to Duke prior to last season. Still the starting goaltender for the Blue Devils, as that one just gets across the midfield stripe in time. And we got a flag down. So the Hawks, it appears, will go man up for the first time today. Repossession for St. Joseph's. And I believe we have a ward call. We do, and so now we'll get the penalty.
Yeah, I think they're going to get him for that one-handed wrap check. Got him a little high.
Got Genord in the box, so a 1 minute extra man coming here for the Hawks. 8 of 23 so far this season, right around 35%. The Drexel man down unit has actually been terrific. They're 12 of 15 in preventing a goal, 80% so far this season. So this will be an interesting matchup.
Which is that's an incredible number.
Really strong start for this defense. Struzula here on the near side wing. Out top, Bomer dances, kind of backhand shot that one, a save. And now McGill able to collect it in his crease.
McGill looks so comfortable and poised out there. He's certainly ready for this opportunity, you can tell.
So Drexel will try to kill off the rest of this man down and keep the possession. So Mulcahy will camp out there. Plotz comes back on the field. Goal and an assist so far for number 4 in white in his freshman season. Scored his first career goal against LIU over the weekend. It's a game against LIU for Drexel that Coach Volker said, we didn't play our best, and maybe without Ross Blumenthal's career best 20 saves, he's like, I don't know if we win it, but they got the job done, and now getting some help from McGill in goal so far here today.
Yeah, I mean, solid goaltending starts to give defense a little bit more, feeling a little bit better about themselves every time.
This will make Max Semple feel pretty good. 9th goal this season already for the redshirt freshman, and he ties it at 2.
Said earlier, you expect ball movement at all times in a Steve Boyle offense for Drexel. Get your matchup, just go. And if it's not there, he was prepared to throw it to X and go back around. I mean, if this offense continues to play their game and move the ball around, they're going to be fine. It's a great take by Semple.
Semple has been terrific. Play for the Coquitlam Adnax Junior A team indoor in box. Came off a 4-goal performance. That was a career best against UAlbany. Scored 3 more in his debut against Lafayette. Had 2 points over the weekend, and now he's got 1. And I think we're going to get a push. Give a lot of credit to Drexel here. They found a little bit of a rhythm at the X after Cole was easily winning the first couple.
Yeah, and you'll have games where, Zach Cole comes in here, he's sky high, and sometimes when you're expected to go 70, 80% every game, it gets in your head a little bit. Little tiny mistakes right now, but I expect him to start to get his rhythm. But good for Drexel hanging in there right now, and they're making some clean wins out of this.
It's another possession for the Dragons looking inside. Cole didn't get all of that. Didn't quite have it in his stick. Now it's deflected back over the midline, so Dragons can go back with it because it was ruled St. Joe's got a piece of it. He got, I believe, the Hawks for kicking one of the sticks of Drexel. And so the Dragons get the possession and a fresh 80 seconds.
It's a really good call to see that in real time.
Now, remember, they still have the 20 seconds to get it over midfield. You can go over and back in that first 20 seconds of the shot clock, the new rule that went into effect last year. But now the reset only to 60. That is the new change here to the college lacrosse shot clock rules for 2022.
I really like that change.
Sean Donnelly, 12 points so far this year, works behind the cage for Drexel. Guy had some really high expectations on him after all he did as a freshman. Plots on the run, sends it wide. No backup for the Dragons.
Yeah, that's the opposite of what you're used to seeing in a Drexel offense. Dodge, redodge, shoot on your own. The goalie doesn't have to watch the ball go across the field and make adjustments. So they're going to want to stick to what was working earlier on.
Now 5 minutes to go in this opening quarter, all tied at 2 here in our CAA Game of the Week on LSN. St. Joseph's not fooling anybody. Travis Eldridge, Greg Gorenlian with you here on Lax Sports Network. Mac McLaughlin, part of the second midfield unit, dances to the quarter. Trying to body his way in there is Levi Anderson. Draws a flag. Another man up coming here for the Hawks as that one is shot wide. So this stellar Dragons man down unit will be tested again.
You saw it on both sides of the field so far. On the defense, they're being taught when there's a dodge, as soon as that guy rolls back and you see the back of his helmet, we're going.
Brennan Greenwald goes to the box for a minute. Hawks 0 for 1 on the man up today. Got Bomer, Strazula in there. Here's Page. Skip pass down low on the doorstep. Not sure if McGill got a piece of that, but it's backed up by the Hawks, so they keep the possession. He did not get a piece, did not reset the shot clock. Pass across, step down and a score. It's Tucker Brown, the midfielder out of Delaware, with his 11th of the year.
Brown, the Furman transfer. Coach Ray really liked how he showed up this year. Big, athletic. Cranks it from the outside.
14 goals a season ago. He was Furman's leading scorer back in 2020 with 11 goals in that shortened season. Obviously, that was the last one in Furman Paladin lacrosse history. There's a face-off win for the Hawks. Keep an eye on this. Zach Cole is staying on. Here he is. And now he'll head off the field to sub out.
Yeah, they're very comfortable getting him the ball back. Not different than P. LaSalle with Virginia. If that face-off man runs off the field for Drexel, Cole will stay on, and he will get the ball if he's open.
Here's Domick out of the box. Throughout the short stick matchup with Snyder, trying to squeeze one in there. Kept alive here by St. Joe's. Strazula, step down shot and a score. He goes top shelf. It's 4-2.
It's great ball movement by St. Joe's. Makes the inside save. McGillen a great inside save, but as soon as you slough off adjacent, there is nobody sliding up to help. And the way they're shooting it from the outside right now for Drexel, you have to be ready to go. That's just too much room.
And Cole wins it forward. Back-to-back face-off wins after he lost 3 straight. Wide open shot, just wide. That was Manti. He already has a goal today. The short stick D midi was lining that one up. So back-to-back Hawks goals, the man-up goal and then one shortly after. Got their largest lead here today, 4-2 late in this first quarter. That one sent wide. Carter Page has it behind. Guy who has been absolutely red hot. He's got 4 goals in each of his last 3 games. Skip pass down low. That was a terrific feed on the doorstep. He finds McLaughlin for his second today.
This is beautiful. Split dodge. As soon as the slide comes, jump up into that vacated space. Look at that right there. No second slide again. These aren't McGill letting up goals right now. This is the defense failing to be there for that second slide. And these guys are wide open. St. Joe's making really quick, smart, decisive decisions with the ball.
Colin Reich picking up the assist there on the second goal for McLaughlin. Now Mike Lentz-Cold at the face-off X for Drexel. Cole wins it again.
This is an issue, too. You and I have been on games where there's a red-hot face-off guy. You send one guy out there who doesn't move. It's not good, so you send a second guy out there who's cold. He does the same move, just not as fast. So I don't know what you expect to get out of it. There needs to be someone who can come in here and show Zach Cole a different style.
In talking to Brian Volker about their face-off position, they've used about 4 or 5 different guys so far in the first 4 games of the season. And he's like, look, nobody stood out, so we kind of have like a cage match type mentality a couple of days before each game and figure out who's going to play. As St. Joe's is on a roll. Bomer diving the crease, and he's got another.
Yeah, St. Joe's is feeling fast right now. They're very confident.
Bomer making it a 6-2 Hawks lead thanks to this one. Timeout here on the field. The Hawks flying high early. It's a jacket and sweatshirt kind of day for Ross Blumenthal. The normal starting goalie here for Drexel is out today. You see him with that boot on his left foot. out due to injury. He is coming off what was his best career date, a career best 20 saves in the win over LIU this weekend. But clearly something happened, whether it was in that game or on Sunday or Monday, that prevented him from playing. And talking to Volker, he actually said because of what Drew McGill has been doing in practice, he was thinking about splitting time again today between the two goalies. As of yesterday, we were thinking we were going to see Ross Blumenthal start this game, but instead he is out. McGill is in. Doesn't really matter who is going to be in cage so far. St. Joe's has been getting some quality looks, and they get another face-off win. I think we got a timeout before the long pole goal. Oh, that long pole is so mad at his head coach, Taylor Ray.
You know when you go in the film room and coach just rips you apart for a bad decision? I hope there's going to be a little bit of revenge in the film room tomorrow.
Oh, man. Couldn't tell who that was with the pole, who just had a goal wiped off because the timeout. You could hear it right before on the mics that we had picked up. With a minute and 9 seconds, the Hawks will gather together and just keep the possession instead of getting what would have been their 5th straight goal.
Well, I'll tell you what, an old veteran move here is make sure you get the video of this, put it on your Instagram, and just put music over it so no one knows the whistle was blown dead. You got yourself a pretty good post.
That's true. You just cut it before you watch everybody walk off the field instead of celebrate.
Yeah, how many times does anybody mention on social media, wait, was that goal, did that goal really happen? It's like, yeah, of course it happened. It's right there.
You can zoom it in. Nobody has to see the score. It's just, the goal happened.
They can do wonderful things with video editing these days. It's funny, you had mentioned earlier about how Coach Volker has this face-off mentality for the cage matches. Guys go out there and they face off, and whoever looks the best kind of gets the go. It's something important to remember as face-off guys that the guys you're facing off against in practice are the only guys you're never going to go against in a game. So the more important thing would be who matches up style-wise, and that's what I think Coach Volker's having a problem with right now is he's got 3 guys. Grant Isika, a very talented freshman, he's not suiting up today. But they have guys with talent. It's just a matter of who's willing to do stuff other than the regular clamp. Who can counter? Who can rake? And they're going to have to find someone who can be that guy.
So the Hawks keep the possession out of the timeout. Stays 6-2. 4 straight goals here for St. Joe's as McLaughlin, the midfielder, takes his man behind. Matching up with Peter Rahill, the short stick D-midi for the Dragons. Mentioned one of the regular short stick defensive midfielders, Brent McVicker, out due to injury today. One of their midfielders, Casey Waller, also out, along with Blumenthal. So it's a Dragons team that's a bit banged up at the beginning part of this season.
Yeah, 2 totally different situations, right? On that sideline, St. Joe's is healthy. They have cohesiveness on offense and defense. Drexel is next man up mentality.
Hawks trying to essentially hold for one here at the end of the quarter. Here's Bomer. Inside, McLaughlin goes behind the back, just high. Bomer there for the backup, 8 seconds to go. Gets a shot and a score. 5 straight for St. Joseph's here to close the first.
Man, this is a backbreaker for Drexel. Seemed to have everything in control. That might have been the first one where McGill's kind of wishing he had that one back. Fading away from the cage.
Go back to Lenskold. Drexel does the face-off X against Cole. Had a chance for that ground ball, instead picked up by the Hawks. And that is how this opening quarter will end. We were tied at 2 at one point in this first quarter, but then St. Joe's got hot. 5 straight for the Hawks, and they're soaring with a 5-goal lead after 1. Well, it appears that there must have been a flag here at the end of the first quarter, because this is Drexel that's starting with it. It's a bench misconduct on St. Joseph's. So Drexel starts on the man up here, trailing by 5, and most importantly for the Dragons, it means no face-off.
Yeah, if there was ever an opportunity to gain a little spark, here's your gift.
It's a man-up unit for Drexel, comes in 5 of 19 on the season. That one skips just high. And that was a pass. It was not a shot, so out of bounds, and it's a turnover on the Dragons.
Man, that's a brutal one.
Especially when you just haven't had the ball on that side of the field for a little while.
Yeah, we've done enough games together, Travis, where you see a team get down, and especially if the face-off matchup isn't going their way, the offense starts to get a little out of sorts, and they start taking the ball, taking chances, get a little white-knuckled instead of letting the game come to them.
We are back to even strength here now. So the Hawks can go in the attack. Bomer scored that last goal right before the break, a couple in the first quarter. Now on the wing, it's Brown. He had a goal and an assist in the first quarter as well. All sorts of guys getting into the scoring act for the Hawks. Add to their 5-0 run here. No look pass into Bomer, just high.
Beautiful look, great catch too.
Actually reset the shot clock to 60. Now we have a flag down.
Yeah, it did look like McGill got a piece of it on that save.
Get a look at this penalty. And they get Patrick Yudevich. So another man-up opportunity for the Hawks, 1 for 2 today. Brown in there along with Carter Page. Strazula at the top of the box, part of the man-up unit for St. Joseph's. Long-range shot deflected before it ever got to McGill. Ball loose and scooped up there by George Grippo. Another stop of the man down for Drexel. And we've mentioned that first quarter has been so good this year. Have given up 1 man down goal so far today, but second stop there for the unit.
And here's an opportunity when you're Drexel. Their offensive coordinator knows what he's doing. Bang the ball around, stick to the game plan. The opportunities will show up.
Waiting for the rest of this penalty to expire. Now it does, as coming onto the field is Ronnie Gunter, sophomore out of Minnesota. That was a tricky pass to Mulcahy, even better to Semple. How about that finish? Dragons do it in style to make it 7-3.
Wow, this doesn't look like an offense that's down 7-2. Great dodge to the middle, a heck of a pickup. And then that shovel, that little lever pass into the middle here with a great finish. That'll get the sideline up.
Semple now 10 goals so far this year. Just his 4th game of the season. Did not play in the opener against UMBC. You mentioned Drexel. They lost to UMBC to start off the year, then to Lafayette. Back-to-back wins against UAlbany and LIU to win 2 in a row coming into today. Look out, long pull opportunity. Dragons still taking some time to get the defensive personnel on, and now they all match up. Tell you what, Greg, this is a Hawks team. I've been voting in the top 20 the last couple of weeks after they knocked off your Penn State Nittany Lions. A win that continues to look better after what the Nittany Lions have done as of late, and they are impressive so far.
Yeah, thanks for opening that old wound. But yeah, the St. Joe's, look, confidence is everything as an athlete, especially in college sports. And once you start to believe that you can do things, it's almost impossible to stop you. And you can tell this is the way they're looking. They expect to win their games now. This is what Coach Ray has done with this program.
Only loss so far against a talented Delaware team by 1. As we've got another flag down. Swim, a stop by McGill. And now it's touched up by the Dragons. We'll get another man up for the Hawks. Greg, is this just a matter of them playing so much defense?
I mean, a little bit of frustration, but I also think that the officials have done a great job. They've been consistent. They've done it. They've been very tight this whole game. No slashes, even on the faceoffs. Don't come up high on the guy's arm, and they've called it every single time. This is all people ask of officials, is that you be consistent. So it's up to Drexel now to play within the rules and within the way this game's being officiated. You can't come and just whack the guy on the hip for an extra shot. So just break down and keep your shape.
Hawks 1 for 3 so far on the man up. Second chance already of the second quarter. Step down shot high from the wing. Brown never able to get that one down. 15 left on the penalty. Bomer. Back to Brown. Skip pass down low. Bobbled by Anderson for a second. Now we're back to even strength. And the Hawks turn it over.
You know, Travis, there's also something to be said for our man down is so good, so let's just keep getting in that situation.
And tell you what.
Throw the extra slash, why not?
And now they got their own penalty. So Anderson's going to pick up a flag as Drexel goes the other way. Spinning through traffic is Cole. Shot stopped. And now we've got a man up for Drexel. So let's see if the Dragons can take advantage here. Could be a nice momentum boost.
Yeah, and you know, goaltending and special teams is a great equalizer for the possession battle, right? So if you're not winning your faceoffs, but your goaltender's playing well, and you're able to hold your own when you're on man down, and you can get it done on man up, you really even the playing field.
Donnelly. Genord. Part of this man-up unit for Drexel. Genord feeds in the middle. Aiden Cole has it stopped by Almany.
It's a recipe that worked so well for Drexel's offense last year when they would feed that crease over and over again. They had the handles to do it. It's just part of their identity.
Donnelly. Down on the doorstep, back across. Mulcahy barred down, another flag down, and Genord just evened it up.
Man, you hate to see it so much. You know, that was a very good call, a high hit, and you were about to get the ball back with no face-off. This is after the play, and you gave it up. You let him play dummy, see, just fall. And look, this is something that happens in lacrosse all the time. You'll hear coaches, you know, go defend your teammate. You don't have to defend him. He's wearing a helmet. He's totally fine. Just take the man up and stick it in the goal, and that's going to be a bummer.
I believe that was Alex Keener that may have just put in a nomination for his Oscar nod with the flop after he drew the penalty. He knew exactly what he was doing because Genord did not push him that much.
No, he started to fall down before he got there. But the point of the matter is, like, you just can't do it. You cannot react. And you see it on NFL Sunday. You see it in the NCAA tournament and basketball. You'll see it here. You just let it happen and then make the other team pay for it with a goal.
Oh, and that's a killer, too. So we're going to play. So both of these penalties are unreleasable for a minute, but because that second penalty came after the first one, this is going to be Hawks possession.
Yeah.
So the Hawks start with it, no face-off, and Bomer will bring it in. Gonna play 5-on-5 lacrosse here for a bit and really open things up. This is Strazula. He goes to the turf. Still 17 seconds on both penalties. We're still 5-on-5. Brown, little shimmy shake, step down just high. So now we are back to 6-on-6. Both penalties released. Shot clock down to 15 for the Hawks. That was deflected, hit the crossbar. Now turned back over, and the Hawks take advantage. Right place, right time for the midfielder, Teo Domek.
What a wild play here. Bad luck on the bounce. Way to crash down, though. That good luck and good fortune was caused by two St. Joe's players doubling down, crashing to the ball to ride real quick. Good luck happens when you work hard.
Stops the 2-goal run for the Dragons as they cut this back to a 3-goal game. That's Aiden Shortley out there at the face-off X for Drexel. He loses another to Cole.
Once you get down to your third guy, it's not a good look. It's not good.
Yeah, we've seen
it's hard to get in rhythm for anybody.
We've seen Shortley, Rosado, and Langscold all out there for Drexel. Looked like Rosado may have had the most success early. He got on a little bit of a run, but Cole has settled in nicely. The top guy in face-off win percentage so far this year. There's a takeaway. Picked up by Udovich. Got another flag down. The officials' arms are going to get tired. I believe it's an offsides call as Curcio has to take it away, and now we get the penalty. Taylor Ray taking offense to that call. We got two penalties. We have an offsides and a push. We got 6-on-4 for Drexel.
Coach Boyle's on the sideline right now going, guys, we got to get this one.
The Dragons a chance to see if they can get another back. Donnelly, Mulcahy. Donnelly walks in. He had an opening just for a half a second. Percio, Janord, Augustine, all part of this man-up unit. Here is Donnelly, and that's just too easy. First of the day for Sean Donnelly out of the IMG Academy.
Great ball movement. I like that St. Joe's came out to be aggressive. It's a 30 seconds, so you want to try to kill time, but they just kept sticking to the plan. And if you keep rotating, when you have 2 men up, if you just keep the ball hot, eventually the obvious shot will open up. Don't get too cute. Stuck with the basics, and now if Drexel can win this last 6.5 minutes of this half, we've got ourselves a game, man.
These are 2 teams that it feels like can score. They can go back and forth. We've seen it so far in this first half. Grippo able to scoop up a ground ball. There's a face-off win for the Dragons. Skip pass out top. Semple trying to get a shot off as he got hit. Luckily, Drexel keeps possession.
I can't tell. Was he trying to shoot it or pass it there?
Not sure. It's been an interesting day in some of the bounces we've gotten so far. Gunter comes onto the field. He beats his man out of the box. Good ball movement. Janord deflected before it ever got through. And I think we're going to need a loose ball push. Apparently we need to talk this one over.
The parents seem to have this one under control. Just listen to the 800 people telling you what the play is.
They always know best, Greg. You know that.
Always.
No, it is a loose ball push. It'll go to the Hawks. There's Blondell, who took a couple of shots as the long pole gets it over. Now they get it to the offensive unit. Brown, Domick, Strazula, first midfield on. As we got an offsides. Dragons looking to go quick. Long pull chance. It's Brennan Greenwald with a laser, the first of his career.
Brennan Greenwald, well earned. This is called winning the whistle. Referee makes a call. One team is kind of stopped, palms up. The other just goes full gas. And it was smart. He ran down the sideline and he waited because they had 2-on-1 on that side. Never covered him, so he took the shot.
How about that? A guy who's a senior out of Newport Beach, California, has been a pretty much 3-4 year contributor for this Dragons team, and that the first goal of his career. Did have 3 assists last year, but had never found the back of the net, and especially for a guy in his senior year, that's always a special one to get to see go in. Timeout here as Hawks would have talked things over just like that. The Dragons, who had trailed by 5, right back in this thing, down by 2 with 5:30 to go, and it seems like the momentum has really shifted back in their favor.
Yeah, you know, I kind of love the fact that we have the mics where they are, because the sideline feel gives me that like Delaware County Central League high school feel, because of the rivalry here in Philadelphia. The energy, you can feel it on the Drexel sideline. All right, we're back in this thing. Here come the Dragons. And they're like I said, they're getting it done. They might not have that face-off advantage, but they're scrapping and they're battling for every loose ground ball. One thing I really like that Drexel's doing on offense is when they're dodging, they are immediately drawing a slide. And you'll hear people all say all the time, dodge, draw the slide, and dump. But a lot of times you're dodging kind of 50-50 because you're assuming the guy's going to come in to pass it. But they're going so hard on their initial dodge, it's forcing St. Joe's to come out, and that's how they're getting their ball movement.
You remember, this is a Drexel team that came within a couple of goals of beating Notre Dame in the NCAA tournament last year. They were a tie game with about a minute and a half to go in the first round of the NCAAs, and they brought a lot back from that roster. So this is a talented team, just hasn't quite found the rhythm yet this year as Cole wins another faceoff, speaking of rhythm. Opportunity on a takeaway check. The Dragons pick it up. Transition chance. Cole couldn't handle it. Now we'll settle it down.
See, and that's a perfect opportunity. You know, Zach Cole wins a faceoff. They immediately just crush down on the ball, get the ball back. So even on the faceoff column, it's not going to look like you're having a great day, but possession-wise, you just evened it.
Mulcahy to Stansfield. Step down shot, and it's a one-goal game. Another assist for Jack Mulcahy. That's his second of the day.
Dialing it out from Curry range there. Both teams are shooting very well.
Third assist, by Jack Mulcahy today, so he's got 4 points as Cole wins the faceoff forward. Looking for an answer. Somebody got a piece of his stick as he shoots it high.
People talk about face-offs being able to create runs, but I think one of the best things that a good face-off guy can do is stop the bleeding. It's real easy to win face-offs when your team's scoring, but it's real hard to stop runs from the other team. That's what Cole just did there. He stifled the ball, so Drexel can't have a shot at keeping this going.
Dragons have scored 5 of the last 6 goals to make it an 8-7 game. Here's Bomer working at X. Was hot in that first quarter, a couple of goals in the opening 15 minutes. Now Brown on the wing. This defense for Drexel has really gotten a little bit more stifling in the second quarter.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, Travis, it's been really good lacrosse. As fans watching this, you're seeing great ball movement, you're seeing great shots, good defense.
Not sure if McGill stopped that or if he got a little help from the post, but he keeps it out. And an opportunity for Drexel to pull back even on this possession. Chinour's back, got to look out. Stansfield just scored that goal. Stays in. Got the short stick matchup. Now Mulcahy. Skip pass back outside. That one saved by Tucker. Loose ball out in front. And Drexel keeps it alive enough to keep possession.
This is when you know momentum's swinging. You know, we were saying it before, it looks like all the good bounces were going St. Joe's way. Everything's going Drexel's way right now.
Donnelly found the side of the cage, Mulcahy did, and then he just took a shot, and another man up coming for the Dragons. Already 2 extra man goals today for Drexel and a chance to add another with 2:11 to go in the first half. And Alex Keener, that's his second unnecessary roughness flag. Junior out of Bethpage, New York. He was also a football player in high school, so getting some extra shots in.
Sometimes we forget which season it is.
Weather feels about like, you know, late November. 40s in Philadelphia here today as St. Joe's comes up with a nice takeaway. Another flag down. You get the Dragons for this one as Anderson picks it up. Still a man up for Drexel, and now with that takeaway, we will get the penalty. So we've got about 20 seconds remaining on the St. Joe's penalty, which means we'll be 5-on-5 for 20, and then depending on what this call is. So then the Hawks will go man up for 40 seconds. So I'd expect St. Joe's to hold on to this thing for 20 seconds and then play with the man up for the remaining 40.
This is another cool thing about the shot clock era. Back before the shot clock, you know, it would behoove St. Joe's after the penalty's up on their own end to just hold the ball for the final minute so that they get to start the second half with the ball. The shot clock era, you got to go to the cage, so.
So still 5-on-5 here. Now, St. Joe's will bring the sixth guy on. Austin Struzula coming out of the box. So 6-on-5 man up here for the Hawks. The Drexel team has been man down a bunch today. Have only given up the one goal. Brown back top of the box. Struzula. 9 seconds left of the man up. Haven't gotten a shot off. Step down, and there it is. Right as the penalty was winding down, Struzula gives St. Joe's the 2-goal edge back.
Phenomenal ball placement right when St. Joe's needed to stop the bleeding. Quality over quantity. Take one shot, get one goal. You got to celebrate those low corners a lot more in this sport. A great placement.
Yeah, the low corners don't look as sexy as when you go up top, but it's just as effective. Face-off win for the Hawks. 24 seconds to go, and they turn it over.
You saw they changed the move. That was the first time this game they tried something other than a clamp, and it was very effective. Break the ball out. Now they got a chance.
15 seconds for Mulcahy and Drexel to try to get one back. He beats his man. All sorts of black jerseys he ran into, and that draws a flag. Wow, so if you're Drexel, this is perfect. You can hold on to this ball and avoid a first opening second half face-off.
Yep, when you're man up or man down, whoever has possession gets the ball at the beginning of the next quarter. And Drexel, this is huge. You get to go into your halftime talking about how you just made this run, and you know for a fact you're going to be on offense, so you can game plan to start the half.
Brian Volker having conversation. One of our officials here on the sideline. 1 minute cross check, so you had 55 seconds essentially to carry over here. Genord has it, and he will hold on to it for the final 5 seconds. So Drexel will start the second half on the man up, but they trail by 2 after 30 minutes A battle for Philadelphia. Good one so far. Back and forth. The Dragons going on a run late in the first half. They're within 2, 9-7 at the break. Welcome back to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. About ready to start the third quarter. Travis Eldridge, Greg Gurenlian back with you on Lax Sports Network. And it's Drexel that will start with a 55-second man-up opportunity to start the third quarter. It was a late penalty at the end of the first half on St. Joe's, so they carry it over here. 55 seconds, 6-on-5 for the Dragons.
Huge opportunity for Drexel.
Skip pass out top. Curcio goes low, and they cut it back to a 1-goal game. First goal of the season for Sean Curcio.
This is what we saw last year, Travis. No, it's okay. This is the Drexel that we're used to. Ball movement, constant off-ball movement, good shooting. This is such a talented team. And they are better than how they've played early this season. And I think Coach Volker's just waiting for them to believe it.
Aiden shortly back out of the face-off X for the Dragons to face Zach Cole. Cole had that ground ball for a second. Now he gets his wing to pick it up. We've got a whistle, and we're going back the Dragons' way. I think it was a loose ball push right there in the scrum.
Yeah, we do the old man ball drill. Once you get ball, make sure everybody knows it. Late hit. So now it's Drexel ball. And that's another face-off win on the record by St. Joe's, but another possession for Drexel.
And that is really what's been such a key for the Dragons. Look, them not being successful at the face-off X is not something new for them here this year. They have not been dominant in any game they've played at the X. So it's how can you find other ways to get possessions, and they're starting to do that here in the last quarter or so.
You're absolutely right. There's a reason a lot of college coaches will consider a face-off win, meaning that you got the ball into the box for an offensive possession.
We got another flag down, so another man-up coming for Drexel. Already 3 man-up goals today. That shot stopped. Rebound is finally scooped up here by the Hawks, but now we get another man-up. So this unit that has been sharp today will have another opportunity. Late hit on Levi Virch, the freshman out of British Columbia.
And if you're at home, you're like, man, there's so many flags, these refs. This is objective. This is a late hit. And it's not the first one that's happened today. So these guys, they have to understand this. What is the 12th man-up opportunity we've seen in this game? The refs have been fantastic, in my opinion. They've been very consistent.
Curcio just scored that goal. Now Janor trying to walk one in. That's Sean Donnelly on that far side wing. We got another flag down. 35 seconds left on this first flag. Let's see if they try to force one through. There's a save, rebound, picked up by Janor, got the shot off. And now we will get the other penalty. So it'll be 6-on-4 for 26 seconds for the Dragons.
It's almost beneficial in that situation to force the crease and just try to get a shot quick so you have more time for the 6-on-4.
1 minute slash.
This must have been something in the crease. I didn't see anything on ball for this.
It looked like Donnelly sold it a bit on the wing. He kind of looked at the official after he got slapped and gave him one of those, is that going to get called? And he got the call, and now Donnelly cashes in. We're all square at 9.
There you go. You spent 30 seconds trying to find the right shot on man up. Now all of a sudden you have this 2-man up. It's almost not fair. Just keep doing the same motion. They crash the backside. The crease comes down, so that defender can't possibly cover 2 men. Wide open shot on the backside.
So Donnelly with his second goal today. 4th assist of the day for Jack Mulcahy, who now has 10 on the season. Those are the guys that Brian Volker, in talking this week, said he's waiting for guys like Mulcahy, Janor, Donnelly to step up. They're starting to do it here in the last couple of quarters.
That was actually, in my opinion, technically Zach Cole's most impressive faceoff. Lost the clamp, and instead of kicking his feet back or sprawling like you see a lot of these young faceoff guys now, he just lifts the stick of his opponent, steals it back. Great counter.
But St. Joe's turns it over. 9th turnover today for the Hawks. Once again, Drexel finding a way to get a possession even after a face-off loss. Tristan Plotz coming on. We saw him a little bit in the first half. Mulcahy beats his man. Got that defense moving, got deflected. Somebody took a tough shot. Gets the Hawks a possession. Here's Carter Page. He's been quiet today. Mentioned he scored 4 goals in each of his last 3 games. He's got nothing so far. Brennan Greenwald matched up with him here. Top of the box, Brown. Brown scores. Oh, sidearm rip. And the Hawks are right back in front.
This is a dodge, redodge, and then a re-redodge. And then rolls right into a missile. Long pole got turned around, thought he had help. No one slid.
Matched up with one of the best names in all of college lacrosse, Cole Sprinkle. Cole wins a face-off, shot wide.
You're playing a dangerous game when you step up field on a rotation during a face-off against Zach Cole, because he'll pull it.
Bomer with it in the corner. You're just joining us. You missed the first half. Ross Blumenthal, the starting goalie for Drexel for the last couple of years, out today with an injury. He's wearing a boot on his left foot on the sideline. So Drew McGill getting the start, the redshirt freshman out of Alabama who played his high school lacrosse at the Hill Academy. He's given up 10 goals, made 5 saves, making 11 goals. Back to back for the Hawks. This time it's Mac McLaughlin who's got a hat trick.
This is a great dodge. As soon as you see the pressure coming, you'll notice uncharacteristic. All three defenders above the cage for Drexel are staring at X, allowing that top midfielder to just kind of creep down and catch and receive for the shot.
Assist goes to Matt Bomer. Rosado had it for his second. Now the loose ball scooped up. Opportunity for Grippo. Bounce shot goes high.
Big face-off win for Drexel now. An opportunity to cut this lead in half.
Mulcahy. Seems like he's had a step on just about every one of his defenders, and he gets it to go. So shifty as a Dodger. There's his second of the day. He's got 6 points.
And this is the advantage of having a guy who can play attack and midfield. He dodges with his eyes up at all times. Look how everyone's afraid to fully commit to him because they know he's going to find their man. It's almost like having a scrambling quarterback who constantly has his eyes upfield so that if you end up coming at him, he can just throw it over the top. Great play.
Playing like an all-CAA performer that he was a year ago. Second team all-CAA last year when he put up 30 points. Cole goes right in and answers the face-off man with his second goal of the season.
Zach Cole is a special athlete. I've known him for years. And what Zach Cole has, it can't be taught. You can't go to Zach Cole and say, hey, teach me how to be like you on faceoffs. It's like, well, outwork everybody in the weight room, outwork everybody on the field, take it really serious, and be a superior athlete. Just can't teach that.
Yeah, we were talking to Taylor Ray about him, and he's like, you know, they went to standing neutral grip for the rule change, and the entire offseason prior to last year, he was trying to find all sorts of pro guys, college guys, anybody who would give him practice reps so he could master the new version of what he was going to have to do.
Yeah, he came up here a few times to Westchester, New York, took reps with me and a couple other guys, and he wasn't one of those people who sat on Instagram and cried about the rule change. He found out about the rule change, and he immediately went to try to go get better, and that's what I love about Zach. That's why I think he can be successful in the PLL as well. Just a special athlete, special kid.
Here on the wing, it's Struzula. Brown. Now Levi Anderson looking for his first goal of today. It was a 10-9 meeting the last time these two met 2 years ago, the 2020 shortened season. Looking like it's going to be another fun finish here today. On the run, just over the bar by Brown. Does not reset the shot clock, so it stays at 15. Bomer gets by his man. McGill, enough of it to keep it out. And now we've got a guy in the crease. Was he pushed? No. So McGill able to restart things, and it goes down as a stop for Drexel. These midfielders have such terrific speed for Drexel, whether it's Nord or Mulcahy. It just seems like no matter what the matchup has been, they've had to step on their guy.
Yeah, you're right. And like I said earlier, they do it with their eyes up. So if you do slide to them, they can run controlled at full speed and make that extra look.
There it was again. Just couldn't complete that pass inside to Aiden Cole. What a takeaway. Loose ball, and Genord goes back to get it. Now he's going back to the offensive end. Transition
Genord running
chance.
a 300.
Curcio, step down, just wide from Snyder. Yeah, that's one of those, he's going to come over to the sideline. He needs a breather.
Yeah, that's where you're very grateful for your strength and conditioning coach. Making sure you're in shape for this kind of stuff.
We got Tristan Plotz, Ronnie Gunter, part of the second midfield unit in there now. Joined by Luke Stansfield, who's got a goal today. Gunter just trying to keep it alive. Ball is still loose. It was picked up for a second. Now ends up in the crease of Tucker Albany, the starting goalie for St. Joe's.
I am wondering, as I'm watching this game, you can see the shadows and how low the sun is. I'm wondering how tricky it is to catch those low balls going to that side of the field.
Yeah, this can be a tricky time of day. Sun starts to set over the stands, the buildings, and create kind of an interesting glare. Little 2-goal run by the Hawks after Drexel tied this thing up at 10. Chance to add to it here. McLaughlin already with a hat trick today. Matched up against the short stick, Lucas Snyder. .15 on the shot clock for Bomer. Down to 6 to shoot. And they cash in. A quick move near side, and the Hawks are back up by 3. William King with his first of the day.
Relentless motion. Even when they get Drexel sliding and perfectly recovering, they just never stop moving off ball. The ball carrier always has an extra wiggle. And that's the second or third time they've gone past GLE and scored above the crease after a slide.
William King, the native of Columbia, South Carolina. What a story he is. First ever guy from his high school to play Division I men's lacrosse.
Incredible accomplishment.
Cole stays on, and that got caught in the stick the wrong way. That's the one where you go as the face-off guy and you look at your stick the entire way back to the bench, right, Greg?
Yeah, it's absolutely the stick's fault. You know, the cool thing, though, now with the new rules, it's less of a lockup, less of a mashup, so your heads are way more resilient now. You're going to see a lot less embarrassing plays from a face-off guy now.
Bomer backing down his man, somehow got a shot off. Matched up with Sean Quinn, who was a first-team All-CAA performer. Terrific one-on-one defender. Great move. A whistle. And somebody for St. Joe's was in the crease. And here's the speed we're talking about. Jack Mulcahy comes back into the defensive end, and they just give him the ball and say, let's get this over midfield and take all the issues out of the way. Plots, Mulcahy, and Genord on there for the midfielders for Drexel. Aiden Cole, Genord. Now Donnelly will reset. Still 23 seconds to operate on the shot clock. Genord, tough angle, and it sails on him. Plots. Mulcahy, step down. What a day for Jack Mulcahy. He's got 7 points, including a hat trick.
Man, my man is feeling it. This is a great dodge. Slit pick, dodge. Uh-oh, get caught in no man's land with the shorty, and he had time to take a look. You cannot give a shooter that good, that kind of a time. It's like allowing Steph Curry to just shoot a 3 completely with no hand in his face.
It's a new career high in points for Jack Mulcahy. He had 5 points 3 different times, including once against UAlbany earlier this year. Cole wins another faceoff, carries it into the offensive end for the Hawks. Now 19 of 24 is Zach Cole at the faceoff X for St. Joe's today. Bomer trying to get by Quinn. Strazula goes all the way behind. The midfielder will invert. Gets a pick and a score. I mean, the Hawks are just getting anything they want offensively here in the third.
Yeah, there was that period of time where there's so many turnovers. They're playing mistake-free right now. And look, they're getting it done around GLE. And I don't know if there's a communication issue. Sometimes they're a step past their man on that GLE. They've also, the keeper's coming out and kind of getting a little too dynamic. Just hold your pipe. But they look great.
Cole just forgot the ball there. He won the clamp, just didn't pick it up. Big hit. And I think that drew the flag. It looked like it was certainly from behind.
Yeah, there's absolutely no question that was a push with possession. But that'll happen with this, you know, Cole clamps it cleanly, and a kind of a lost start. If guys who faced off back in the 90s are listening, you're going to agree. Popping the ball through your legs so you can just turn around and scoop it is almost a lost start. And a lot of these guys are just so dead on rotating, and you're seeing guys leave it behind more often now because it's not knee down anymore, and you can't pin the ball to the ground like you used to.
So a 30-second man up for Drexel. Already 4 goals on the extra man today for the Dragons. Here's Janour, top of the box. 8 seconds left of the penalty. Curcio has a goal today on the man up. Penalties now released. And Janour got lucky. That Hawks player came right behind him. Back to 6-on-6. Mulcahy from X takes a shot and draws another flag. Stays alive. Curcio's shot is deflected. Still loose for Drexel as that one sails over the sideline, and they will go man up again. Plenty of looks.
Wow, that's going to be the first time I can't really get behind that call. I mean, you got to be able to stop somebody from doing something, and I feel like that was a perfectly legal cross-crease slide there. All body.
Got Zach Manti for a minute. So just had a 30-second man up you don't cash in on, but another minute, 6-on-5 for Drexel. Now 4 of 6 in the man up today. Donnelly, Janour, now Curcio on the near side. Janour from range, saved by Almody. Loose ball, though, scooped up by Janour. They keep it alive.
St. Joe's has been so like pressing out so far and aggressive.
And there's Donnelly, his 3rd of the day, and another man-up goal. 5 man-up goals for Drexel in the afternoon.
And I was going to say, they're pressing out so far, it's almost forcing Drexel into taking longer shots than they'd like. And then, you know, Greg, shut up. We're fine out here. We'll shoot out here all day. Donnelly doesn't care. Pings the bottom corner for distance.
Hope you had the over in this one. 14-12 with a minute to go, still in just the 3rd quarter. Got a violation on Cole, so Drexel gets another possession, back down by 2.
I just got the standard "Let's go" text from my best friend Greg Avato, Drexel grad 06. They're not done yet.
We saw them do it in the first half. Remember, they trailed 7-2 after the first quarter, then went on a run in the second to make things a 2-goal game at the break. Doing it again here in the third. Another step down, that one wide from Plotz. "30 seconds to go in the quarter. Another zone look from the Hawks here.
Yeah, it's smart late in the time to try to force them to make those extra passes.
Seven seconds, Donnelly loses it. Tries to just scoop it ahead. Now scooped up by St. Joe's, and that is how the third quarter will end. So all even in the third, each team scoring 5 goals in the quarter. Drexel getting the last one on the man up. Sean Donnelly is third of the day. We got ourselves a game as we enter the fourth in Philly. We are back here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The start of the fourth quarter. St. Joseph's with a 14-12 lead here in our CAA Game of the Week on Lax Sports Network. Final 15 minutes on the clock. If you are just joining us, you've missed all sorts of fireworks. We've had goals galore throughout, including a combined 10 goals in that third quarter, leading to a 2-goal Hawks lead as Cole gets called for another violation. We will have a Drexel ball to start this fourth quarter. Travis Eldridge, Greg Gorenlian back with you on LSN.
Yeah, if you're wondering what that call was, he called withholding, and I believe they called withholding, yeah.
And Plotz cashes in. Just his second of the season for the freshman out of New Jersey, and it's a 1-goal game.
And the offensive efficiency for Drexel's been great. When they do win a faceoff or they do get possession, they're making it count. And Travis, I don't think, when you look at the shooting today for both teams, I don't think it's a case of the goalies not being prepared or playing well. I think the shooters are just putting it in corners.
Yeah, the shot placement has been really sharp for both teams today. Also good ball movement. We've seen both execute well around the crease. And this time the push will go the other way.
Cole got away with going a little early on that one.
There's Teo Domick. First midfield unit back on for St. Joe's. Strazula, Domick, and Brown. They have been terrific today, combining for 6 goals. Levi Anderson on the run, and he answers the early Drexel goal in the fourth to put the Hawks back up by 2.
Man, this is a deadly split dodge. This gives me some Romar Dennis vibes. Great split, and then the range coming across on the run. I mean, that's beautiful.
Go to those low corners. Hawks have had a lot of success going low from distance here against Drew McGill. So 2 goals in the first minute as Rosado wins it cleanly forward. Rosado! The junior with his first career goal.
What a take. Took a shot, too. I thought he was the most effective guy they used in the first half. It's good to see him getting his shot to continue. Yeah, it takes a shot right there.
I'll make it 3 goals in the first minute of the fourth quarter. Cole wins it now. Nice job there by Jack Farrell, the long stick midfielder, to get a stick in there. He deflects it, and now Quinn picks up the loose ball.
This game has been awesome. great all around. The transition, the defense, the offense, it's the runs. It's been great. This is why you love the game of lacrosse.
Now Donnelly with it. Somebody on the bench is calling for an offside. They're not getting it. Mulcahy now leaves off. Aiden Cole dives the crease. Does it count? The officials will confer. It does. We're tied at 15.
What a play. All set up by Mulcahy. Pushing this angle. He's so dangerous and scares you so much right here. Great catch. And way to stay out of the crease. Diving away from the goal mouth. Brilliant.
Aiden Cole is about the only guy in the Drexel starting lineup that hadn't scored today, and now he's got one. His 8th goal of the season. And we are all square, back at 15 apiece. Cole wins another faceoff. He's staying on. Keep an eye on that. But now looks like the Hawks will get all their subs figured out. What a game of runs we have had. We've had 2-goal runs, 3-goal runs, 4-goal runs, 5-goal runs. Fireworks galore here on a Tuesday afternoon in Philadelphia.
Yeah, this is what you call a rivalry game, right?
That pass just a little off. Can he keep it in? He can. And get it back to Bomer. 3 points for Matt Bomer today. Taylor Ray saying he's really taken his game to another level this year. First team All-NEC performer a year ago. Here, gets the side of the cage. Does reset the shot clock though. McGill must have gotten a piece of that, and the Hawks keep possession. Midfielder inverts, McGill keeps it out. That was Colin Reich looking for his first goal today.
McGill's been pretty impressive on these in-close shots today.
Tough catch up high there for McLaughlin. Now the pass off for Bomer. And it's a turnover for the Hawks. A lot of credit to Drexel's defense for that possession.
Yeah, St. Joe's was having a lot of success earlier in the game at pushing that corner at goal line extended. And Drexel's really clamped down on that. McGill's been doing a good job of shutting it down as well.
Drexel has never led in this game. They went down 1-0, then we're down 2-1, and then St. Joe's went on that run when it was all tied at 2, and they still have not led. Nice save by Albany on the doorstep. Domick got through a couple of white jerseys, but then picks up the guy that was supposed to be defending him.
Look for the dodge from up top again.
Here's Levi
Try
Anderson.
and push him down the sideline.
Yeah.
Don't let him split.
Anderson hit somebody in the helmet. And that went off of a Drexel player, so it stays St. Joe's. And Brian Volker, sensing that his defense has played a lot here in the last couple of possessions, takes the timeout. We'll take it as well Just about 10 minutes to go in this one. All square at 15 apiece in Philadelphia. Back here at Vitus Field on the campus of Drexel University, we're all square at 15 apiece. Brian Volker's team, though, has never led in this game. St. Joe's jumped up 7-2 at the end of the first quarter. They haven't trailed since. We have had the game tied a couple of different times, including now. And the Hawks have the possession coming out of the timeout. 25 seconds left on the shot clock. St. Joe's looking for their 5th win of the year. Brown feeds Anderson just wide. Does not reset the clock. Bomer wants to go quickly. That didn't hit the frame. The backup there for the Dragons. In a game where there hasn't been a lot of defensive stands, a couple back-to-back there that are big for Drexel.
Yeah, huge time to come up big. Just really smart timeout by Coach Volker to make sure they were on the same page.
See, St. Joe's going to the 10-man ride, and now Albany gets back into the crease. Some of those plays, when you got veterans like Janoord and Mulcahy handling the ball, they don't panic when maybe a freshman or sophomore isn't exactly sure what to do last 9 minutes of the game. That's where some of those veteran leaders really come in handy.
Yeah, there's no substitute for experience.
Another flag down as Janoord's shot is stopped. And another man up coming for Drexel. One-minute cross check. 5 extra man goals today for Drexel.
That's astounding.
There are teams that could go a month without 5 extra man goals.
That's got to be, what's the record for that?
It's a great question. Get our statisticians on that.
They're not happy I brought that up. More work for them to do now.
Donnelly rotating up top of the box. Aiden Cole has a goal here in the 4th quarter. Donnelly down low, Mulcahy the snipe, and Drexel has its first lead.
The patience and the poise to just say, okay, just pull it out. Let's not force it. And then when the pass, that lane is obvious, they thread it through. They don't try to win the man up on one pass. That's what I love about this unit so much. You just stick to the plan. Drexel's first lead.
Jack Mulcahy continues his career day, now with his career best 8 points. Loose off the faceoff. Cole trying to deflect it over to himself. He's got a beat on it. He goes down. And it's a loose ball push on Drexel.
Man, that is tough in a game this big.
Jack Mulcahy, by the way, had a career best 3 goals and 4 assists coming in. That was not on the same game. Well, he matched both of those numbers. He now has a career best 4 goals, has tied a career high with the 4 assists and a career best 8 points. What a day.
What a day is right.
McLaughlin inverting. Now dancing at X here for St. Joe's. Looking for that skip pass, and it goes all the way through. Another turnover for the Hawks. So the Drexel defense, when they've needed stops here, last 3 possessions, they've gotten them.
Coach Durkin very, very happy to see how his defense is playing right now. And in a game with so many flags, they're playing disciplined while they do it.
Genord hounded. There's double team there for a second. And now they'll settle things down. This game in so many ways has almost had the feel of like an NBA game between the different runs and the comebacks, and really that when it comes down to it, you just need 3 or 4 stops down the stretch defensively to make a difference.
You're right. A little bit of NCAA March Madness feel to it.
Plots. Now Aiden Cole here on the near side wing. Try to find some space or a way in. He can't. Mulcahy wide. Back of the net has to feel like the size of the ocean for Jack Mulcahy.
I think they got a reset on that.
They did. Donnelly quickly in front to Aiden Cole. A beautiful feed, and it's a 2-goal lead for Drexel.
Watch this nifty little move by Donnelly. As he's dodging, he takes 1 step towards the crease just to get that slide. And look at that. Great look inside. What a finish. Aiden Cole feeling it right now.
He was quiet through 3 quarters. He's got 2 goals here in the 4th. It's 8th and 9th of the season. Donnelly with another assist. But the X factor here at the X continues to be Zach Cole, and I believe we're going to get a timeout here for Taylor Ray and St. Joe's. We will. 5:47 to go. Despite all the offensive success St. Joe's has had, he knows this is big possession. Obviously, this game is far from over. We saw, what, 3 goals in the first minute of this 4th quarter? These teams can fill it up, so plenty of time, especially with the Hawks' advantage at the face-off X. We'll see what Taylor Ray comes out of the timeout with.
5.5 minutes left. I wouldn't be surprised we saw 8 more goals. It's anything can happen with these 2 teams right now.
This has been a fun series as of late. We mentioned the last time they met was actually at Franklin Field, the home of the Penn Quakers. St. Joe's won that one back on March 6th of 2020. A 10-9 victory. Drexel with the overall edge in this series, but the teams have split the last 4. This has been a really fun back and forth. That last game they met was actually just a couple of days before everything shut down due to the COVID-19 pandemic. 2 not playing last year in non-conference play, and it's good to have this series back. I mean, these 2 teams have been a lot of fun to watch, and especially with the strides that St. Joe's has made over the last handful of years, this has become a really, really fun rivalry.
Yeah, and anybody who's ever caught a game here at Drexel, these are great. This is a great venue to play lacrosse. Really awesome atmosphere. You see the construction on the field house too. School's putting a lot into this program.
So the Hawks have the ball out of the timeout. Here is Domick, who gets sent behind. Almost turned it over. Drexel really pressing out here. Lost the ball for a second. Now they regain control. William King, sophomore from South Carolina, has a goal today. Somehow splits the defense and shoots high.
That's a perfect example I was talking about before with St. Joe's having all that success pushing the corner. You're seeing the slide come instantly right now. Been a big difference maker in the 4th quarter.
Takeaway check by Farrell. And he keeps it in on the sideline. Jack Farrell, the LSM, making another nice play.
And a great look, too, all the way across the field.
Grippo in transition. Semple had it deflected. Back come the Hawks. Greenwald couldn't pick up that ground ball right away for Drexel. And now it's Udovich. And now Aiden Cole will settle things down for Drexel. A 2-goal lead. About 4:15 to play. He trailed for a majority of this game until last couple of goals here in the fourth quarter. Four straight to take this 17-15 lead. Mulcahy again beats his man. Kicks out top, and it's deflected before it ever got through. Loose ball push on Plotz.
It's been a long time since we've seen a flag in this game. It's been at least 2 minutes.
Officials had to come back in at some point. No, they've been fair today. It's been a physical game, and they've called it maybe a little tighter than some of the Philly guys would have liked that are playing here today.
You know, I mean, I've always said, just as long as it's consistent, and they've been nothing if not consistent. Maybe one or two you can argue about, but you can argue about anything, and I think they've done a great job, especially in a rivalry game, like you said.
Colin Reich feeds out top, deflected, rebound, and a score. If at first you don't succeed, just try it again. William King with his second.
Once again, I love the poise of the midfielders in this game with their shooting. Shoot it, yeah, fortuitous bounce, but once again, calm, switches hands, and sticks it in the bottom corner. Both offensive teams, their shooting has been so good today.
It was almost like a wall ball drill. Deflects back to you, you switch hands, and then you rip it again. So it ends the Drexel run. Back to a 1-goal game, and Cole wins another face-off. We got 3 minutes to go. Cole still on there. Here's King, rolls back, bounce shot. Back to back for the sophomore from South Carolina, and we're tied at 17.
This is going to be a tough moment in film tomorrow. They're up by 1, 2.5 minutes left, and just run off the field knowing the face-off man for St. Joe's, Zach Cole, likes to stay on, and it immediately created an odd man situation. And you even see the long ball on the opposite side, just like, come on, man. Got to keep our heads in this.
So St. Joe's answers the bell, and Cole wins it again. This is where those face-off advantage is so huge.
Yeah, this is when you start to feel it. When you're in a tight game like this.
And give
that confidence.
And give Cole a lot of credit. At times, Drexel's found ways to muck it up, but he has been sharp here in big moments in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that's, I think, like I said, there's all this pressure sometimes when you're one of the great face-off guys in the country. If you don't win every face-off, what's going on? 23 for 32, that's phenomenal. He's a Division I face-off guy. I mean, that's what's expected of you when you're elite.
Here's William King again. Dancing at X. Now Levi Anderson from the top of the box. Down to 10 on the shot clock. A save, a huge save by McGill. Hasn't made a lot of them today, but that one keeps it tied at 17.
Yeah, that was definitely going to ping right off the inside of that pipe if he didn't get there. Great job.
And there is not a large difference, maybe about 11, 12 seconds between the shot clock and game clock. Drexel gonna go quickly. Genord Dragons back on top with a minute to go.
You make a great point, Travis, with that time separation. It would be real easy to say, let's slow it up and get the last shot, but that's not who they are. So they just go. They get the green light to be who they are, and let's score with our own rhythm instead of slowing ourselves up and hoping for a last shot.
Sean Donnelly.
Now would be great for a face-off win for Drexel.
Sean Donnelly has now assisted on the last 3 Drexel goals. Talking to Brian Volker about his game and how important he is, and he is coming up in the big moments here down the stretch. Cole quickly wins it back to himself. Now he's got to get around some defenders. St. Joe's does still have a timeout. They opted not to use it. Well, now they will. Wait till they get in the box and they'll talk things over. 54 seconds to go, down by 1. Greg, let's take a look back at this go-ahead goal once again for Drexel. You think about, all right, well, do we hold for 1 and make sure that we get the last shot? Instead, Donnelly feeding Janor to the unsettled.
Yeah, you take it when you can get it. And like I said, you know, that's your identity. This team seems to always have the green light. They have good veteran leadership. Yeah, you're not winning the face-off battle. But how do you feel if you hold it, you don't score, and now you have to deal with an overtime face-off with Zach Cole? So instead, you trust your players to make the right decision. And I think that's why guys, when they get recruited to go to Drexel, they like this coaching staff. It's a young staff that they can relate with. They've seen them play at the highest level. Steve Boyle, Tucker Durkin. Really cool situation. So now, Tucker Durkin's sitting there in his huddle saying, guys, we have one job to do. Got to do it once.
And we've seen Drexel here down this stretch come up with big stops. That's really, when St. Joe's scored the couple here to tie at 17, but without that stretch of about 3 possessions where the Dragons finally kind of put their foot down, this could have been a very different finale.
You're absolutely right. And I think the simple adjustments of stopping the dodge from X to GLE and McGill coming up with some of the big long-distance saves has made a huge difference. And, it'll be interesting to see how St. Joe's counters that now. We saw the big what I've been impressed is Drexel's defense is making these adjustments real quickly. And we saw the big sweeping split dodge to the left, and then the second time it was attempted, there was an immediate slide. So let's see what St. Joe's goes to now.
So here we go, 54 seconds to go. Shot clock is not an issue. St. Joe's trailing by 1. Anderson starts with it. He's flanked by Patrick Udovich.
Udovich really trying to force him to his right.
Anderson nearly lost it. He's running all over the place. Skip pass, goes through, picked up by the Hawks. They keep it with 30. Now Bomer. Tucker Brown will give it a try. He's got a short stick matchup. He draws a flag. Now you got to go if you're Anderson. Saved by McGill. And now they'll just put it out of bounds smartly. That save going all the way up in the air actually probably cost the Hawks about 5 or 6 seconds.
Wow. I know it's a big time game. I know you have all this adrenaline. There was just no reason for the shove. There was only one way that was going to end, and in a flag. Big time 10 seconds coming up. Whole game comes down to 10 seconds. Incredible.
And it'll be 6-on-5 for St. Joe's. And this Drexel defense that has come up with just enough stops will be asked to make one more. And actually, in the man down, they've been pretty good, despite the fact that they've been man down 5 or 6 times already today. They've only given up 1 goal. So it's a unit coming in at 80% on the year. And I'll be asked to do it one more time here to seal a win.
Yeah, if you're Coach Dirk and you're saying, hey, look, this is an opportunity for us to improve our statistics. So let's do what we've been doing. I mean, it's been a huge recipe. And we talked about that earlier in the game where, Zach Cole's going to win the majority of the faceoffs, give them a possession advantage. They've done a great job scrapping. getting some of those back in transition. They've done a great job on special teams today, both man up and man down, and that's been the great equalizer. So one stop away.
Drew McGill getting the start today, playing his first full game in a college uniform. Ross Blumenthal out due to a foot injury, wearing a boot. And he has made just enough stops. That's just his 8th save of the day, but a big one. But he's likely going to be asked to make at least one more here to seal a win. 10.9 on the clock. It's a 30-second penalty. Hawks got to go quickly. Struzula to the wing. Shot never got down from Brown. Only a second to go, and it's going to take a Hail Mary. Got to send it to the cage. Now they're going to make McLaughlin go all the way to the corner. Quickly sent in front, and the Dragons hold on. A game of runs ends in Drexel's favor. 18-17 your final here in Philadelphia. Ryan Genord, the game-winning goal with a minute to go. What a game.
That was incredible. That's incredible. I feel lucky that I got to be on the call for this, see it live. What a battle from start to finish.
Just terrific stuff from both these teams. Once again, your final. Drexel 18, St. Joe's 17. We're going to step aside. When we come back, some final thoughts on a big win for the Dragons here at home. Travis Eldridge and Greg Gorenlian back to wrap up this one. A stellar game here in Philadelphia. 18-17, Drexel takes down St. Joe's in a game that had a little bit of everything, Greg. It was 7-2 Hawks after one, and then the fireworks really began.
Yeah, it was 7-2. The Hawks were winning faceoffs. They were starting to pour it on, and you and I were like, well, let's see how this goes. Did not see it happening like this, and this is the power of belief. You know, when you do everything your coach tells you, but you do everything hard, the execution was off the charts for both teams. And I think now, yes, you didn't get the win today for St. Joe's, but you can go back and say, okay, let's look at what went wrong. It was just an amazing game.
Yeah, Drexel, the real turning point came in a 14-12 St. Joe's lead toward the end of the third. They then scored 6 of the next 7 to take a 17-15 lead. St. Joe's tied things up in the final 3 minutes, but Ryan Genord gets the game winner, an assist from Sean Donnelly with about a minute to go. We have it here. Donnelly, just great patience, and Sean Donnelly, a guy who is only a redshirt sophomore for Drexel, but plays almost older than what his graduation year is. He finishes with 3 goals and 3 assists. Jack Mulcahy with 9 points to lead the way. And some of those guys, Mulcahy, Donnelly, Genord, the guys that are supposed to lead this offense, they came up big for the Dragons down the stretch.
Yeah, leaders lead, and you just hit all the nails on the head. Those 3 right there really set the tone, and it gave the entire offense a lot of confidence. Guys were making plays when they had the opportunity.
And it all leads to an 18-17 Drexel win. Well, that will do it for us here from Philadelphia. Once again, your final score, Drexel 18, St. Joe's 17. We'll see you again here a little over a week from now. We got some women's action for you. Perennial Power Stony Brook visits Hofstra next Friday night for a battle on Long Island. But for now, for Greg Gorenlian, our director, Dylan Hand, on graphics, Thomas McNeely, and the rest of our entire crew, I'm Travis Eldridge saying so long from Drexel.